It was a little more. You didn't. I personally get in this space. There was not a lot of YouTube videos out there that was going to tell me how it looked like to get in the job. Now you go on YouTube and you type in Scrum Master, you get a whole lot of videos giving you information, practical steps, right? In order for you to be successful. But I think one of the things that people don't do is pay attention. They don't pay attention, right, to that information.
Wow, no, that's pretty great. I mean, it is about getting your right platforms going for you when it comes to tech stack, and it's really easier than ever. As Anna mentioned there, to be able to productize your knowledge through different platforms and bring them in one place and automating them, makes lives so much easier for everybody really.
Mm-hmm.
To really run their business and manage things. So let's get into building online businesses, Anna, and some strategies and starting an online business compared to other businesses that people think rather it be retail businesses and things like that, right? The cost of starting an online business compared to other businesses, and the ability for us to have those margins, right, when it comes to an online business and the startup cost.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to buy a retail business, for example, it could cost us 250, 300K to get going on these businesses. But let's say they were to start an online business, cost from 10, 15, 20K max, they could be generating, good amount of income within their 6 months or 9 months of doing business. What do you have to say, to that? And people don't see that opportunity really, and they would still look to, invest into much higher things where, they're not sure of the returns. So
Mm-hmm.
comparing, that type of a business to an online business, what I know you don't have a lot of like retail business experience, but from an online entrepreneur perspective, uh, what do you think? Building an online business, like what else is there for, these IT professionals to do, like to start their business essentially, so they see the opportunity, right? Like how can they really focus in and really get
So,
going?
yeah, I think one, you need to understand who you're trying to serve, what problem you're trying to solve, right? Which is the biggest thing. For me, I knew exactly what problem I was trying to solve. I was just trying to ensure that individuals that are transitioning to become Scrum Masters do not have to feel imposter syndrome or feel as though they didn't have somebody who understood their journey, right? I never
Yeah.
forgot where I came from, so that's what I was trying to do. So one is to understand, who are you trying to serve, and what is the problem you're trying to solve with them. Another one is, create a community, get people to get to know you, right? Like so that they trust the information is being said. I do a lot of my social media is it's a shared social media with my personal life and business life because I am one person, right? If you see me somewhere, hey, that's your favorite Scrum Master. Yes, it is, right? But some people can choose to keep it separate. But with me, just the way that my business was set up, it's like people know me as the Scrum Master Champions. Like, I'll get on a call, you the Scrum Master Champions? Are you Anna? Yes, I am, right? So it's like determine how do you want to show up to the audience, to your audience, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to show up as a business person or a friendly person, right?
Yeah.
Are they strictly business? Because I want organic business. I don't never like anybody to feel like so it's transactional, like, oh, I'm just gonna go here, take a class and blah blah blah. That's it. It's like I like even when you're done with the class, I still check in on you. Even when you're in the class, I still check in on you. Even regardless of the fact that I have mentors to help you, I still check in on you just to make sure that you're getting what you need. And if there's anything feedback wise that you want to put in there, you should be able to get that. So that's that. And then you need to understand how do you want to how do you want to scale? Do you want to start small, or do you want to have a company like DigiTree to help you maximize get calls like consistent calls and clients on the books for you to get exposure that you need, right? So sometimes that might be too big for somebody who's just starting, but also I think that your model can work for for anybody that is small or that is big, right? to be able to just get them started and stuff. And I think you do a good job with like trying to consult them, like what you think is happening in the market, right? Just providing some education or sharing some details or information that you may see that is helpful for you and your business, that can be able be helpful for them and to them. So I just to go back and recap, right? One, identify what problem you're trying to solve and who your audience is. Two, identify what platforms do you want to use to reach this audience. Create your own community. So that you can start gaining trust, right? People like a community to fit in because everybody wants to be valued, right? Everybody wants, like, if you're in a community, it's more likely for your problems or your like-minded people to leverage that opportunity to, get exposure to something else or make friendship and relationship that lasts long time, right? And then understand how do you want to start? Do you want to start small? Do you want to start big? Do you have the team? Do you have the system in place for you to get there? At the end of the day, and then, keep pushing. You got to stay consistent. Consistency, yes, sometimes there's challenge in this entrepreneur lifestyle, right? What you see is all we post on social media of our successes, but you don't understand, sometimes that we do have like those days. So like, damn, I didn't make a dime today, right? I just made 20 calls and nobody said anything, right? So it's like you also got to count your losses and also just reflect, to be a person who can reflect and see what is working, what is not working, how can I improve it. Don't just
the struggle is real, whether you're working or in business, and you're doing both, right? So for somebody who again is wanting to start while working, right? Because I know some people might think, hey, I don't have the time to start a business while I'm working a full-time job. In my personal opinion, I think the best time to start a business is when you're working a full-time job.
Yes.
That's when I started my business, when I was working a full-time job. And I'm sure that's, you're still doing it. So why do you think that is, Anna? Why do you think it's so important to really think of other passive income streams when you're working and not really, when, something happens to you or your job and then you're looking for other options, right? So why is it important?
For me, my goal is simple. I want to be a millionaire, right? Just because when I get to 1 million, I'll get to multiple millions. That's just for me. That's my personal goal. Now, I may not know what other people's goals are, but for me, that's my goal. And how to achieve that is there's certain things that I have in place that I have set in order for me to get there. So working, and also I'm a person who's always think about business ideas. This is not the first business that I've done. Best believe that. I still have another business on the side selling Afrocentric designs, renting Afrocentric designs for universities to use for their fashion show, right? So it's like I always think of ways to leverage what I have, right? And the goal for that is I never have to worry about money. I never want to worry about money ever in my life. I want to, not just for myself, not just for like my family, but beyond my family. I want to be able to do the things that I desire to do and to help the people I want to help. I want to have control of who I can help, right? So I always think about how would I be able to do X, Y, and Z, right? If this doesn't work right now, what can I be able to, where else can I leverage to be able to make something, right? Do I have enough money in a bank account where if I decide not to work for a year, can I also be able to pay my mortgage, right? Can I also be able to get another property if I want to, right? So I want to have a freedom of choice. And with freedom of choice, yes, sometimes you will work two jobs essentially, but you need to create two jobs, meaning my personal company is a job and a passion. And then then the job that I'm hired to do, that's another income, right? So it's like that to me, those are two jobs that I'm essentially doing, but it all pays the price for what I'm trying to achieve, right? The same thing I did in college, but I ended up in college, graduating college, and I had zero debt, right? I don't have any loans. The life I'm living is exactly the life that I wanted to live. So it's the same thing that I'm looking in the same light to say, hey, I've done this before, I can do it again. So this is my goal time. I'm young. I have the bandwidth, right? I'm not distracted. I'm focused. So let me go get the millions that I've been looking for.
Absolutely. And it's your mindset, right? That you want to stay like it's just ideas that you're looking for to align with your passions. And I'm sure every time you start something new, it's like a person that's been leveled up from your
Yeah.
prior business experiences
Yes.
that's, gets you to, probably success quicker in your businesses that you start,
Mm-hmm.
sooner just because all of your information and the value that you've learned starting your
Mm-hmm.
other businesses. So taking action, guys. That the first step. If you
Just take
haven't
action.
started your first business, take your first step because you're gonna go through starting many businesses. You're gonna go through different models.
And not all of them is going to
Clients.
work. Not all of them is going to work. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much, right? But it's just to have that
exactly.
burning desire to want to succeed and to want to, get to your goal.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and then you gotta have the focus, the vision, and determination to really achieve, and the mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
To really go out there and get what you want. So that's
Yep.
pretty awesome. If you're joining us, guys, right now, subscribe to our channel, like the video, like the content, and it's been amazing so far, giving us some amazing golden nuggets on this podcast. About starting your and productizing your expertise into an IT coaching and consulting business. Uh, I want to get into now some challenges, Anna. Of productizing your knowledge, such as
Mm-hmm.
competition, pricing, or scalability. When you get into the market, right, and you see, hey, there are other people doing similar things. There are people, selling products in a different, manner, in the same productized manner, but now the game is that you have to you know, be better than your competitors because everybody has
Mm-hmm.
access to the same things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Across the board, it's a level playing field. So when it comes to like pricing, like how do we get away from making sure that our product is not a commodity and it can be compared to, another product or another service, for
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we, go out and sell products in a commoditized manner, then it becomes for prospects it's like, hey, I can buy this one but this one's cheaper, but
Mm-hmm.
they would have no idea what value they would get from either one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for us, like, how does pricing make a difference into another person that they're going to achieve a certain result? So like, I know premium pricing for certain products works really well. What do you think? Is it better to have premium pricing, or is it that we should, look for products that are lower in price and scale, and that somebody can buy massly, like a book, for
Yeah.
example. I know
Yeah.
Alex Rosie gives his book away for 99 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's an amazing value add for that 99 cents,
Yeah.
right? But we also have high ticket courses. So where's the
Yep.
where's the line that we draw in that challenge of being able to price our products and get it right, with
Yeah.
that line?
I think that it also depends, right? What value? Because I think attention goes where the money goes, right? So I did a lot of research, personal experiences where I used to get anywhere from 10 to 15 students in my class where my pricing was cheaper.
Yeah,
Now, out of those 10 to 15 people, maybe five were focused, right?
yeah,
And then I started saying, okay, let me try something. So I increased more. The more I
yeah,
increased, I realized and change a little. Actually, not a little. I changed the dynamic of the class significantly. So I went from teaching to now coaching and mentoring in the process of achieving a job. Right. So
yeah,
it's like, what results was I given? Am I given? Right. To be for them, what value are they getting for the results that they're looking for? So what I started doing was, okay, well, hey, I noticed that when I price a certain way, that people, these are certain things that they're looking for. Not everybody wants everything that I'm giving, and my audience is not for everybody, right? My course is not for everybody. Yes, there are people who teach the same thing, but would you get the same result, or would you? Hey, a year from now, are you still looking for a job, right? So
yeah,
my results and testimonial spoke for itself, and it speaks for itself. Where people are getting jobs in my space. I've tested it with my own personal friends for me to know that it works. If you do it, you will also get the same result, right? So the big part for me is providing result and being
Yeah.
intentional with the relationship and also the value that I'm providing. Like, yes, people might go there, but my years of experience, what always keep me aside from the people that are doing the same thing, the books that I write, right? Not everybody. I still have coaches that share my content with their students, right? It's
Yeah.
that separates me from my competitor because I have a lot more to offer than, hey, I'm not just telling you take the class and you're done. No, I'm saying, hey, you take the class, we're done. I'm going to go ahead and also, give you more information. I'm going to go ahead and also give you a little more um, information and give you a little more support in you maintaining your job and also you even getting to the place of getting your job. So I think it's just significant that for me, what has been significant for me is that I know the value that I add and it sells for itself. The people who find me on Instagram, the people who find me on YouTube organically. And I'm never like to this, I think it's just recently when I changed my prices that I started targeting, having a really focused target audiences
Yeah.
for what I was looking for. And up to this point, I never ever put out an ad on my social media, but people just knew who I was, and I always had clients, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like be so good that people talk about you and refer you to other people, right? So that is what I think is most important. It's like know what you provide and know what value you're giving and results you're giving to the people that are coming with you. And I'm very transparent with people. I'm not in the business of convincing you to take a
Yeah.
course. I'm in the business is like, are you ready? Are you sure this is the right step for you? Have you done your research? Right? I'm asking you all the clarifier. Do you know why you want to take this course? I'm not asking you, I'm not trying to convince you to take my course because I understand the value that I get from the result you will get.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's really adding, the value that you bring and guaranteeing those results essentially, right? And if they see that, hey, this person's going to guarantee the results, as long as you are able to, stay accountable for what you're supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
and do things timely, I can guarantee that result. And like most of the time, it's that person themselves, right? As you said, it's 5 out of 16 people that are really focused who get
Mm-hmm.
those results out of that whole thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
again, it's being able to align your mindset with these types of things that you want to achieve in life. So if you want to achieve
Mm-hmm.
something, get your mindset right and go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. If anybody has any questions, any reviewers, guys, feel free to drop them in the comments. I know we're having a conversation here. Any questions for Anna, any questions for me, feel free to drop them. If you're joining us right now, welcome to the podcast. We've been having our conversation for about 45 minutes right now. Let's Anna, like I want to ask you another question about let's see. I had a few questions right down for you here. Let's see. So, what are some most rewarding aspects of coaching and consulting, and how do you measure your impact on your clients' businesses and lives? Right. So, once they get a job, a six-figure job, like what's your feeling? Once you've gotten them that certain X result that we're talking about, right? What's your feeling?
Excited.
Are they
Yeah.
feeling? And
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things that I tell the clients when they come to the class. I tell them I am I have an equal desire for you to get a job, and my goal is to my side of the bargain is to push you, right? To challenge you too, because when you win, I win, right? We're winning together. So we're like my motto is we win together. Now you're here and we
yeah,
win together, right? So it's so important for me, at least for me, the feeling is joy. Sometimes I get emotional depending on understand when I understand somebody's journey, how many times they've been rejected, they've come to me, we've talked about it. I get emotional, right? Because to me
yeah,
that's fulfillment. I feel excited that they are exactly what they want to be. I typically set a goal for myself, like how many students I want to get. I want to at least know that I have helped transform their lives by the end of the year. And the numbers just keep going up each year. Right. So to me, it's remarkable to be like, wow, I can say this thing, and it's happening. Right. Like
Yeah.
speaking it into existence is something I also teach the students, because I'm also a life coach on
Yeah.
the side. Well, I used to be a life coach. It's like embedding some of my practices into the class to help them, like, before you come to this class, set a particular date when you plan to get a job. Most of them do get jobs within those dates, and I have them post it. And when they posted it, sometimes they take a screenshot of when they wanted to get a job and when they got the job. Like, whoa, Anna, this works. Like, yes, it does. Like, so
Yeah.
it's
That's the
just,
number one life hack that I learned. I mean, you want something, write it down
yes,
and keep it
yes,
in your pocket or your wallet or
yes.
something. And believe it or not, it works. I was
It
watching.
works like magic.
Yeah, it does. I mean, like I was watching a video from Jim Carrey the other day. This is off topic, but
Mhm.
he carried a $10 million check in his wallet for 10 years from like 1985 to 1995. And he got a check for Dumb and Dumber in 1995 for $10 million when he did that movie. And he was just like, dude, I achieved this. But, it's just having those affirmations and
Yeah.
being able to, put it in your mind that, hey, I can achieve this. And it
Mhm.
works like magic.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have a board. They come in there, they put the
Yeah.
information there, and they go back, and I'm just like, yeah, it works. It worked for my friends. It will work for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Write down your goals, guys. Write down what you want to
and
achieve.
exactly what type of team you want to work with, what type
Exactly.
of company. If you want to work for Amazon, you better put it on there. If you want, you will get the job, you will get the team, you will get the amount of money you want, and just make sure that whatever it is that you're writing down is exactly what you want.
Yeah, exactly. The more specific it is, the better it works, right? So
Yes. Yes.
that's awesome, man. That's some great life hack. I mean, some people are joining us, saying hello. I mean, if you guys have any questions joining us on your podcast, feel free, guys, to drop any questions in the comments. If you guys have anything for Anna, we're gonna get to our next section of our podcast, where I want to have a few more questions for Anna and then summarize some takeaways for this podcast. So Anna, I mean, tell me about IT industry. Like, where do you see opportunities for current IT professionals that are experienced enough to start their online business, maybe 3, 4, 5 years in the business, looking for passive income stream options.
Yeah. I mean,
What's the industry to find, to get going?
so I definitely think that it starts from a desire, right? Like, are you somebody, like, especially if somebody coming from a teaching profession and you want to continue teaching, like,
Yeah,
why not, right? Learn
yeah,
it, master it, and continue doing what you like to do, right? You can still do the things that you've always wanted to do. Like, if you're a social worker, learn it, master it, and guess what? Those people you're working on the team with become social workers. You become a social worker for them, right? And because
yeah,
everybody that I've ever worked with, the teams are very similar. They need some type of social, psychological safety, and if you can help them create that, it doesn't matter where you are in the space, right? IT space. So I think the IT space is always going to continue to evolve, and there's always going to be jobs for us. That's for sure.
yeah.
Just continue to leverage the skill sets, learn new things. Don't be like, oh, I was hired for this role and I'm going to stay in this role. This is your ticket to expand and explore. Especially now we have Chat GPT. It's here
Oh,
to stay. So AI is
game
going to,
changer. Yeah,
yes, it's going to significantly help you in your profession, and also help you in getting kickstart your role, right? Because I was just like, hey, let me get some ideas on what other books. I'm trying to write kids books,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it's like, wow, I could do that. It's like, take action. Take action. If that's something you want to do, you don't need tons of, because the thing about teaching or just also starting your own program is that you don't need so much. It's like your experience is what you sell. Nobody else have ever been in your experience. That's what you're selling. That's who you are. That's what, like, you don't need to be the expert that started from 1990 to now. You need to have just a day of experience for you to be able to tell somebody else in your shoe to say, hey, I had a day here and I did this and I did that. This is how you can do X, Y, and Z, right? So your experience
Right.
matters, and that's what you can literally use to maximize your full potential and just expand from there. You can evolve. You can evolve from not just you owning the company, or you can, own several different companies that will, help you to live the type of life that you want to live. So now it depends on what your passion lies. Not
Yeah.
everybody who is now in the IT space has a desire to speak in front of people, right? But if
Yeah.
that's something that is a challenge for you, at least it was for me. I did not like to be, even when I was moving up in ranks, which
Yeah.
encouraged me to become a Scrum Master because I'm always speaking in front of people. Right now, as a staff sergeant in the Army, I cannot sit there and say, "Oh, so I'm Mbengam lead formation," and I say, "No, sir, no, that's not happening. I'm going to take lead in charge," right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like now I cannot shut up, but before I could.
Yeah.
I could sit there and nobody will hear a thing from my mouth because, one, I'm self-conscious about my accent. Two, I'm just like, do they care? Are they gonna make fun of me? But now, hey, listen, if you want to make fun, we're gonna laugh together, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to a certain point, right? I mean, you have to, get other people out of your mind. You can't compare yourself, your business, or what you're doing in life with
No
anything
compare.
else,
You're your own
right?
competition.
Because
Yeah.
everybody's experience is unique, as you just quoted, because that's so key, because our experiences make us who we are, right? So
Mm-hmm.
as long as we're able to share that experience with other people, and that's the key thing to business. What you have experienced with, share it with other people, learn what gifts you have, and align those gifts with that particular passion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And things go well, because then it doesn't feel like work. Then it feels like you're actually building towards something that you want to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
right? And money and all that is just the after effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. If anybody has, again, guys, questions, drop them in the comments. Any thing for Anna. We've been having a great conversation so far. Again, our mission here at the Academy is, guys, to empower IT professionals, for them to have the information and knowledge that they need to start their own IT coaching and consulting. And we want to be able to support you guys and give you guys the tools and everything that you guys need to get going. So again, further questions for Anna. I do have a tons of questions for Anna. I know we don't have a lot of time, Anna, left, probably a few more minutes. So one question I'm going to ask, the last one here, is how do you balance client demands, right, with what you have to serve for your clients and what you have to do for your work? How are you prioritizing your daily tasks? I know, like, as a Scrum Master, it's like your skill for you to be able to, prioritize tasks and get things done, right? And when you're handling multiple businesses, a job, and family, and things like that, again, what's the priority looks like, in Anna Mbengam's life?
No, I said boundaries. I think that's the biggest thing
Yeah.
for me. When I'm at work from 8 to 5, I am at work 8 to 5. I'm not doing business. I'm not doing, if I'm on social media between the time of work and somebody's talking to me about Scrum, hey, let's talk after 5. Okay. Because I need to set boundaries. And then for myself, when it comes to to work, it's like after, like, doing my own business, it's like after from 5 to 6 I take a break, and then from 6 to like 8:30 I'm not talking about Scrum. I don't want to talk about Scrum anymore. I don't want to talk about anything else unless I have a class that day. Then we can have that conversation. So what I've learned is setting boundaries and also just prioritizing that time, because I will say, and just to be transparent, you can get burnout. You can get burnout if you don't prioritize yourself and also do the things that you like. When it comes to, I don't do anything I don't talk about Scrum in the weekend. If you want, besides my clubhouse on Sundays at 6:30, but it's an hour. right? For an hour, we're going to jump in there. We talk about Scrum, everything Scrum. We solved that. We're done with that. Okay. Anna goes back to her regular life, and I'm not trying to be on my phone anymore. I'm just being offline to just focus, right? Because if you don't set those boundaries, you start blurring everything. And then now people see you outside and don't want to talk Scrum. It's like, no, 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 no. Hey, here's my website. If you have any questions, let's go ahead and talk about it. But if we don't, that's okay. We're talking at the time, right? So I'm learning to prioritize my time, and that's why 2023. I have been. I list for 2023 because of how I was out of the country with ending of 2022. So coming 2023, I had to kind of like take some time to be able to get myself back into the rhythm of setting boundaries. So it's just setting boundaries for me that has helped me to prioritize the things, because when I'm with my significant other, I don't want them to feel as though my mind is not there. I try to keep my phone away, and be in that moment. If we're watching movies, I'm not talking about Scrum. I'm not talking about work. I'm not talking about the business. But there's a time and place for everything, and that's what I'm learning more and more.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the key takeaway there is the structured life, right? That you have to live by and be so disciplined and show up to that structure every day.
Yes.
Right. I mean, like when I initially started in business, I was again working 2 jobs, starting a business. My mentor gave me a structuring thing for the entire year. He gave me an entire cycle. I went through, I structured my day by day by day, entire year, right? And you have to follow through that process every year, in a disciplined manner to be able to achieve any sorts of success. And your, explanation there of your own life and your own experiences there, just a perfect example to finish with here. Thanks again, Anna, so much for joining us today. It's been a wonderful conversation that I've got a chance to have with you. I'm sure the viewers have gotten amazing value out of this so far. Again, guys, if you have any questions, concerns, drop them in the comments. We're just finishing up this conversation. Anna, do you have any last remarks for the viewers before we sign off here?
So just one thing I want to say, start, even if you don't feel like anybody believe you, just start, because eventually they'll follow. I think some of the things that sometimes we don't get to start because we don't get the support from our family and friends, and then that's just a dead idea. But then when you realize you start, you become successful. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody wants to say your name. Everybody wants to be close with you. So, right. If I was somebody who was looking for that type of validation, I would never have started. Right. So, or keep going. So no matter what, not everybody's going to be happy for you, but you got to also understand and ask yourself why you're here, right? Why are you here? Are you here for others? Because when we're gone alone. But what do you want to be remembered as, right? I know for sure my YouTube videos are going to be online forever, right? Even when I'm no longer in existence. I know that my Instagram and anything else is going to be, my books are going to live forever, right? That's the legacy I'm trying to put out there. So it's like, ask yourself, what is your legacy and what is it that you're trying to leave for the masses when you no longer exist? Because I want people to say, hey, I saw her story, I saw her journey, and I was inspired to become this person. And because of her, I did that. Right. I want somebody to say that because of her, I did that. Because you can do it. Anybody can do it. You just got to believe yourself first. If you don't believe your story, if you don't believe your strength, if you don't believe that you have it, then it's hard for you to sell. I don't think I'll buy it.
Absolutely. It's such an amazing end there because, wow, I mean, like, people believe, start, take action. One action that Anna took about getting started that Scrum Master role or taking that course got her to, crushing in the job, starting her own business and making an impact in so many different people's lives. And, all the products she's created so far, I mean, as she said, it's going to live on forever. So that's what all of our goals should be, is to create a legacy that we want to create for ourselves, for our families, guys. It's been an amazing conversation, Anna. Again, thank you so much. We are very, honored again that you, came and you gave us all this knowledge and information. Thank you again for joining us. And yeah, guys, like and subscribe to our channel. If you guys have any questions, concerns, again, drop them in the comments. For Anna, she, if you guys are IT professionals looking for consulting services, I will drop Anna's link in the comments as well. Check out her funnel, check out her website. If you want to work with her, book an appointment with her, and you'll be able to get on call, and she'll be able to guide you with some consulting stuff that she does in Scrum Master roles and stuff like that. So thanks again, guys. Appreciate it, and have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Thank you. Thanks, Anna.